Welcome back, everyone, to
the Bourbon Study.
Ooh, things are getting a little spooky today.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What's your favorite scary cocktail?
Honestly, my favorite scary movie is Scream. I love every single one of them. The original one will always live in my heart.
It still holds up.
The fifth one,
day.
I thought was pretty great. And so I am looking forward to Scream 6. I am not super thrilled that Neve Campbell's not in it, but we get Courtney Cox returning as Gale, and if they kill Gale, I am rioting. But I think to help ease the nerves going into the movie, we've got a pretty fun cocktail to go with it, right?
Absolutely. So you said that this new one, instead of being set in California, is set in New York City.
Moves from small town of Woodsboro into New York City.
So we are doing a riff on a New York sour.
Mm-hmm. And you know what that means. The
Eggs.
Spookiest ingredient of all for you.
Spookiest ingredient of all.
Egg whites.
Egg whites.
Yes.
But I think I've pretty much mastered how this actually goes, which we're going to explain to you because this is very important. This is taking us how many drinks?
Yeah, because I mean,
whites.
we did a series with them like a year and a half ago at this point.
And
so
we failed. Now look how far we've come.
I think we've got it. I think we've got it.
I think we've got it.
So we want to share that with you.
All right. So the most important thing, which I've been a little confused about, is when people say dry shake, don't dry shake. What does dry mean? What is wet shaking? All of that. So what it comes down to is that dry shaking just means no ice.
Yeah.
So you do put all the ingredients together from the get-go, except for the wine, of course, which is a float. But everything else all goes in the shaker without ice.
It's because the acidity of the citrus you're using is emulsifying an ingredient.
With the sugars in the syrups and stuff.
Yeah.
So you shake it like that, and then we add ice after that point. And you can, when you open up the shaker, you can see that it's very foamy, like a little bubble bath situation. Second most important thing, which we've learned with egg whites, is you gotta strain. You gotta double strain.
Double strain.
The strainer at the end of the shaker is not enough. You gotta do that and a fine grated sage.
Yeah, so you're going to need a couple of tools for this. You're going to need your regular shaker, like Jill said, the fine strainer.
The mesh.
The mesh, everyone's got like a little one.
You use it for like powdered sugar on some pancakes or something. But so you're gonna need a bar spoon. You're gonna need.
If you don't have a bar spoon, a regular spoon will work. You just use the smallest one you have. Yeah.
Small spoon and fine mesh strainer. Also, because those villains in Scream are a little nutty, we're adding some amaretto. A classic. Watch the knife. This is a new cutting board, so
we'll carve your name in it now.
Just carve my name in it now.
So let's do it. Let's make this drink. We're going to walk you through the whole process here.
Like we said, dry shaking means no ice. It doesn't mean it has to literally be dry. It just means no ice for this first part. So we're going to do 2 ounces of bourbon.
2 ounces of bourbon because we like. That's
party.
Our standard.
We like to party. All right, 1 ounce of amaretto, which we should have got more of today.
No, I think we're gonna kill this bottle the same way that many people murdered by
Ghostface.
I do have theories about the new movie, but I will not read or watch anything like other than like the initial teaser trailer for Scream. What are we doing for syrup?
The original recipe for a New York sour calls for 3/4 of an ounce of syrup, but because we're adding amaretto, which is kind of
a little sweet,
we're only going to do a 1/2 ounce.
That's a simple little half a pump there.
Then we're going to do. Where's my squeezer?
Bertha,
Big Bertha, where are you?
Here she is.
We're going to do 3/4 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon.
Yes, you can always taste that difference there. Oh, lemons.
You really can, though.
So clean.
It's more about the oils in the peel and things that I think you don't get if you use a pre-bottled, pre-made lemon. All right, and then the scariest part, aside from the movie itself,
1 egg white.
1 whole egg white.
You're not putting the yolk in there. Do not put the yolk in there. We're not making an omelet.
We are not making any omelets. And then, as we said, there is no ice in here.
So it's just a very aggressive dry shake.
Yeah, you want to shake about twice as hard as you normally would because you really want to bubble it up.
Yeah. What's that? What was that?
It's very quiet.
The call's coming from
in the house?
From
inside the house.
Inside the shaker?
So now that we have dry shake and we have that foam on top, we are going to add ice and shake again.
Because now this part, we're cooling the drink, so.
This should still be vigorous, like more than just mixing the drink.
Because again, you have a piece of a raw egg in this drink, so you want to make sure that you've really done that emulsification. So would this get served in a rocks glass?
Rocks glass with ice, and we're going to strain.
Don't forget, double straining. It's a big. I feel like a whiskey sour is very much in like texture. It's flavors, but it's also just like a texture to it. When you add an egg, texture is part of the game.
Well, the thing is being patient, because you can't just drink this right away, and you can't float the wine right away.
Yeah, you've got to like let it all bubble back up to the surface.
It all floats up to the top.
I mean, we all float down here. You'll float too.
But it takes about 3-4 minutes for it to settle upwards. So it will look scary like this, and then we'll give it a minute to get you should definitely start to see this like clear foamy section on the top before you do any wine.
The tide has turned and it has left its foam.
It has left its foam. Okay, so now that you can see we've got this clear white designation on the top, we're going to take a red wine. This is a Cabernet.
Oh, fancy.
But you could do any red blend that you like. I would say something fruity. Stone fruits, cherries, that kind of thing. Take the bar spoon with the round end up, and you're going to pour very slowly.
Very slowly, very gently.
And it will slowly creep the blood all the way across our drink. This is also a great way to use up some red wine that you opened for drinking or cooking or whatever.
Yeah.
And there you have our little tiny murder scene in a glass.
Should we take a stab at it? Have a sip?
Oh, yeah. I think we've really mastered that egg thing finally.
It's really interesting because the amaretto is so subtle in this, which is normally super powerful, but
I think it takes the edge off the lemon a little bit. Sometimes I notice that the contrast between the wine and the drink itself can be very sharp.
Yeah.
And I think it rounds out
the
sharpness.
The egg white gives the drink a really interesting mouthfeel. I know that's a word I hate using, but it is true.
It's creamy.
It adds a smoothness to it.
You can't get that with the aquafaba and the fee foam and the stuff like that. You really do need the actual egg for that.
Yeah, but that with the wine, it like kind of all mellows the drink out completely, which is nice. In a nice way where like you can still get all those flavors. Like I taste the lemon, I taste the bourbon, I taste the wine, but it like all gives it like a new approach to it. The same way they're approaching this Scream movie in a new way.
Yes,
I didn't even practice that. Yeah.
So
I hope not the movie.
When the murder sneaks up on you, you're just like, oh, we're here.
We changed the rules a little bit, just like Ghostface is changing the rules in this new movie.
As always.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see the movie. No spoilers if you have seen the movie in the comments, please, for the love of God. This is one of those movies where that's all it takes. One spoiler to ruin it for everybody, but I am looking forward to it.
Tips on eggs one more time. Vigorous shaking without ice. Then with ice, double strain, fine mesh strainer. Because you don't want any of those little like lumps and stuff in there. You want that nice, smooth. I mean, yours still has the foam, and you've had that sitting there for 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. Do you feel like this experiment has taken the fear off of eggs in drinks a little bit for you?
Yeah, I think so.
Because you were very anti that before.
It just freaked me out. And the couple times that we tried it, we didn't really know the science. We didn't understand. Bill Nye, the bourbon guy, hadn't explained it to us yet.
Yeah, we didn't know all the... Sorry, I was looking for the butcher knife.
So I feel like now I have confidence in like that we know what to do with it.
Yeah, so I'll be interested to see what other drinks we kind of use it for. I think we could very
successfully put it on like a espresso cocoa sort of a thing, like a creamy drink, like a little coffee latte thing.
Well, if you liked the video, thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. We do this every Friday, and if you want to help keep us in our drinking habits, we have our Patreon. That is patreon.com/ She was mid sip. Sorry.
You just did what people
I did it to you on purpose.
Is everything going okay?
Yeah, right. With your shoved all the food in your mouth. But on there we do some R&D, taste testings, all sorts of fun stuff. And Yeah, so check that out. Leave some comments. What's your favorite Scream movie? No spoilers, but just let us know what your favorite Scream movie or your favorite scary movie. But thank you, everybody. We'll see you at the movies.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.